which means a high priest, trained in Nigerian rainforests by very old men, born and raised in Nigeria, where all they know is this. Okay? And my goal is to retransfer it back. Right? Circulation. One of the first laws of prosperity. This is a prosperity workshop called the Staff of Eshu, Oga, the magical staff of the angel of speech. And we're going to spend now 11 weeks covering how to use our African subtle power to draw a certain goddess to us whose name is Aje, which is the goddess of money in Yoruba land. A beautiful goddess who lives in the bottom of the ocean. That's where her house is. Her spirit lives there. Okay? Now she's not the ocean. That's just water, right? It's H2O. But there's a spirit behind the water. And her name is Aje. And there are certain things one can do to stir and rouse her from her deep watery slumber to come to your aid. Okay? When Phil Razul in the money store fails you, and the banks say no, go to the ocean. You see? She's much older than all those banks and all those people. She knows how to get to them. I've seen it once, I've seen it a million times.
So you just do that ritual and money comes.
Yeah, it does.
A lottery. If you want to get me
if that's what's meant for you, yes. A channel opens.
I tried to channel them numbers. I did it with this lady once.
Well,
she told me I couldn't get the first number of the cash 3.
Yes.
And I got the first and the last. I sat there and channeled, told my spirit go right, go left. If it's even, go left, or if it's hard, go right.
Right.
And I did it took me about 2 hours, and then I got the number. I got the first number, which was 8, and the last number, which was 7.
So you got 2 and 3?
Well, I didn't do the last one on purpose. I just showed her that I can do it. I can actually get it.
That can happen. There's a certain class of spirits that rule the lottery. They have to really like you to give you that kind of access. But I'll discuss about that a little later at this point, about the AJ principle. So before we begin, we're going to open to our ancestors to bless our work. Without grandma, grandpa, we can't be here. Right? Without her scrubbing those floors and cutting that cane, we wouldn't be here. So we'll give them honor first. I'll be saying Ibashe, which means we honor. And I actually say Ashe at the end of each statement to give it. Ashe means like amen and how. Okay? Ibashe Ojumare, we praise Supreme Being. Ibashe Bobodish, we praise all the angels of Africa. Ibashe Eshu, we praise the trickster. May he trick us into enlightenment. Ibashe Oya. May the goddess of winds blow us to the heights of heaven. Ibashe Bobo Egu, Mbelese Ojumare. We give praise to all those sacred ancestors who sat at the feet of God while on earth and do so now in heaven. Ibashe to all the Egum of the priestcraft of Africa, those who preserve our mysterious rites. We give praise to you, Ashe. Ibashe to all the Egum, bird and Mother Africa, may your bones nourish the old motherland. Ashe. Ibashe to all the Egum who were taken and stripped from Africa, those torn by those of ill intent, to serve as slaves and animals to others. We do not forget your toil, for it is our toil. Ibashe to all the Egum who were placed in the hulls of those evil ships, carried across in terror. Those who jumped overboard, those who were thrown overboard, and those who were starved and tortured. May we all say to this day, never, ever again. Ibashe to all the Egum of the diaspora. May we Caribbean Africans and South American Africans and North American Africans realize accents do not separate us. Ashe. Ibashe to all the Egum, Native American. We praise the keepers of this land, those who preserve the rights of Mother Earth for the good of all. We thank you for your love towards us, your ever-continual presence and vigilance over our lives. May we in turn give you your land back, help you to have your ancestors and your unborn have this land back as God willed it to be. Ashe. Ibashe to all the North American Africans who built North America, the so-called greatest world power. May we receive our 40 acres and a mule, and when we receive it, may we take it. Ashe. Ibashe to all the Egun of those in this room, I truly give honor and obedience to your ancestors for bringing you forth, because without you there is no hope for the village. Blessings to you and your families, Ashe. May the ancestors bring peace, wisdom, love, compassion, forgiveness, and tolerance amongst us, and remove the petty mind from our spirits. May this store be blessed. Sister Uma and her husband be blessed, Ashe, for eternity. For the oasis they have fought so hard and struggled so long to provide for us. We give great praise, Ashe. Fortune to us all, Ashe. 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 Drink down. Just thirst still. Alafia. So we're moving on, we're moving forward. Ashe. So last week, quick summation, we studied a very powerful concept of Yoruba called Eshu Oga. Who wants to tell what Eshu, what smart African wants to show off their divine knowledge? Thank you, sir. Of what Eshu Oga means. Tricksters. What's this? Oga? Staff. The magic staff. What is that? Inside your mind. Your mind is your wand. Think it, and you open the door to it. Right? We're going to detail the connection between thought and reality more explicitly. But the first step is to think it. By divine right, I prosper infinitely.
By divine right, I prosper infinitely.
Freeze the charm.
By divine
Say it
right,
like you mean it.
I prosper infinitely. By divine right, I prosper infinitely.
Change the I to we 3 times.
By divine right, we prosper infinitely.
Yes.
By divine right, we prosper infinitely.
Yes.
By divine right, we prosper infinitely.
Think of one way to prosper yourself right now. Yes. Increasing your services, Ashe. Someone else. Ashe.
How about spiritual? Spiritual.
We want you to have money right now.
Okay, fine.
Cold hard cash.
Okay, I was thinking about spiritual. Okay.
You're right, that's good. But we want you to have cold hard green. So give me a way. Give me a way in which right now you're infinitely prospering.
Well, I got plenty of money, I'm saying, but you want me to give you an example?
Yeah.
I would say, winning the lottery would be something.
Ashe. Well, we affirm that, Ashe. Someone else. Claim it.
In the second job.
Ashe.
By using all your other talents and working
Put it in the
smart.
eye, in the eye.
By using some of my other talents and
Like?
working smarter than harder.
Like?
Like
What other talent can you invoke?
tutoring.
Ashe. We accept. We accept your claim. Anyone else? Claim it.
Massage therapy. I'm just going to get more clients.
Say it again.
Develop my skills and clients in massage therapy.
Ashe. Then you're claiming it. You've opened the way. Eshu is the Lord of doors. Those who've had your head readings, when I discuss Eshu the trickster, how he follows you in things, I expressed he's the Lord of all doors, both seen and unseen doors. He sits at every door, whether you see him or not. That's physically, right? But also spiritually. The door is a possibility. He's the Lord of possibility. And if you can think it, you open the potential to that realm. Right? Everyone loves and adores me. Say that.
Everyone loves and adores me.
Watch your reaction. Say it again.
Everyone loves and adores me.
Once more.
Everyone loves and adores me.
Everyone and everything is helpful to me.
Everyone and everything is helpful to me. Everyone
Get what you're saying. Get what you're saying.
is helpful to me. Everyone and everything is helpful to me.
You just open the door to that being a potential reality. But you have to have the guts to say it first. Right? To dare to say, sure, I can have that. That's why Eshu was also a warrior. Stand up and say, okay, me want. Ashe? We're going to break down some of the metaphysics of how that really works. Not too much, because I want you to have cold, hard cash or warm, wet cash. I don't care what the cash is, but as long as it's green. And we can exchange it for services and goods. Okay. Sourcing. You're going to start getting a prosperity vocab. To source. We do not say visualize. We say source or magnetize. So, replace that with, this means visualize in your lexicon. But we're going to say to source. Okay, so you go for a job interview. I'll ask you, did you source that interview? Or did you just walk in cold? You see how this word plugs you into something very big all of a sudden? Like, just open. I can source that. You feel almost mad, mystical and mage-like, right? What is the idea? It's part of your power, So sourcing, what is the source? Olodumare, God Almighty, Supreme Being, whatever you call it. Okay? So here we have a little dotted area, okay? The universe is infinite in matter. E equals mc squared. Einstein didn't figure that out, we did.
He just copied.
He just read the Akashic records. He discovered that in a bathtub. He was laying down, bathing, or sitting in a tub, and all of a sudden, he saw how light and energy were the same thing. He had a vision.
Would you say spirit is too infinite?
Huh?
Would you say spirit is infinite too?
Yes. We would say energy equals consciousness. Light is the physical form of consciousness. Atoms are the physical forms of God.
I was going to ask you a question.
Hold on. But atoms are filled with consciousness. How do I know? If I have one hydrogen, one oxygen, I put them near each other, they act like they know what to do. There's some kind of awareness. Boom, boom, hook up. Right? You can't tell me that's not awareness. Okay? Metaphysically, you can cause H, H, and O to combine in a metaphorical way. Right? You can cause prosperity to combine and spark in your life. If you know this formula, that energy and consciousness are the same thing. This is not quite what it's saying, but it's the idea I'll use for now. Okay, so next word you're going to learn for your prospering power. Infinite stuff. You are a point of power in a field of infinite stuff. Infinite matter. You are a dot of power in an ocean of infinite matter. And what you will learn to do, like the sun did, create a gravitational field around you, where you start pulling in stuff toward you that congeals and concretizes and solidifies. Right? I'm talking metaphysics here that work. As long as you realize you are a point in infinite matter. We would say in hieroglyphics to the initiates, without telling anything, this. You ever seen that glyph before? Yeah. In hieroglyphics? Who knows what that means in Egyptian? Ra, the sun. That was a hieroglyph for sun. That's you. You are the source of your life. When you claim that dot area, you create a field of potential. You may create whatever you want in that field. But you must say, I am the creator. I and creator are one. I'm just a miniature version. When you really believe that, things start happening. Believe me, the works are turned on. But you can't say, oh, I'm my past, or oh, I'm that poor person from last week. I am creator. Big I, though. Right? I am the point of power right here, right now. I source wealth. I source a great college for my child. So, we have here the universe, Olujumare, infinite matter. Infinite means what?
Doesn't have a beginning or end.
Ain't no beginning, ain't got no end. Goes on and on and on. It is formless. Do you want to see it? Yeah, if you want to, I'll show you. Close your eyes. What do you see?
I see.
Depth.
I see black.
Black. Do you see an infinite black field?
Yes, I
You're perceiving a field of consciousness. Equivalent to cold dark matter in the universe. You're seeing the astral version of the cold dark matter. That's how we know there was dark before light. Because the first thing you see is dark. Within that dark, a spark of light occurs. Right? All I'll say is that dark matter is the female. Guess who came first? The chicken or the egg? The chicken or the hen?
Or would it be both?
Nope.
If it's so.
Nope.
I was gonna say.
You know, for the first 6 weeks of life, all eggs are female, right?
That's right.
Y'all knew that, right?
So we are
Boys.
A male is a manifested female. A woman is an unmanifested.
No, a woman's a manifested female, and a man is a derivative female.
So we all.
But I don't want to go too deep in that right now. That's a whole different lecture. It's a whole different lecture on the source of sexism.
So we all female.
We began, yes. That was the beginning stage. And then the Y chromosome said, oh, androgen, testosterone, androgen, testosterone. And we changed from a original state. That's why I say no to you. Now you see why I say no to you?
Yes.
Okay, I shade. Okay, so we can back it up a little with science here. You see, we don't want you to be foolish about the answers. We want you to understand. Right? Because you honor your origins. Hey, you. Honor your origins. and you'll be more blessed.
Oh yes, I'm aware of that.
Ashe. Just wanted to.
So I'm definitely on the
Little song.
female. Oh, sir. Oh.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Now. So, unformed, like water, like soil, dirt. Let's think of clay. Chinese call this the unformed clay, which means you can form it into any shape you want. Right? So when you say, I want a house or a car, or whatever you want, what you're first saying is, I'm infinite matter. Therefore, I can form something finite. Or, I'm made of infinite clay, which I can mold to any form that I want, any matrix that I want. Got it? Now, from infinite to specific. But specific, still in your mind. We're going to take a second to highlight this stage, this mental stage. The more you concentrate, focus on that image, you create a larger matter field around you. There's more matter drawn to your focus of attention. We learned in our healing classes that what? Chi follows mind. Right? Where you put your attention, life force will go to that area. So the more heavy you make this dot, the more of a gravitational field you create. You start sucking it into you. Those of you who've tried so-called visualization know the more you practice, the more luck you seem to get in line with your goal. You meet someone, or you stumble upon a book, or so-called chance starts to occur more frequently. Have you seen that, those who tried the techniques, so-called techniques? Primitive as they are expressed. So here, remember this. Also over there, on that orange board there. How do you source? What is it? The number 5. 5 is the magic number for true sourcing. Those who know, don't answer. If you heard me say it before. How many senses do you have? 4 we have. 4. Any more takers?
Senses?
Yep. 6. 4, 6.
6.
5. 2 more. I'll take 2 more. 7. 8. That was the 2. I shade. So we have 4, 6, 7, and 8. You ready for the answer? 10. You've got 10 senses. You look, you're crazy, right? What's he talking about? For example, see a bluebird. If you saw one, raise your hand. Hear water dropping. Who heard it? Is there a bird flying through this room?
No.
Am I dropping water and I'm dropping water? Drooling around here? No, but you heard it. So there's my proof. You have some other senses that are not physical. What I venture to tell you, those are your astral senses, your psychic senses, mirrors of the physical senses. So you have astral hearing called clairaudience. Astral vision called clairvoyance. Astral touch called clairsentience, etc. That's why when you're sleeping and dreaming, you feel things. You see and experience like it's actually happening. And scientists have shown, if I put you in a deep enough meditation, your body will react like you're going through the exact same thing. If I have you visualize heat, hot, volcano, fire, you will start to biophysically change, sweat, heart rate goes up, because mind is controlling matter. I have an example which is naughty, so I don't like to do too much, to prove how true that is. If I had you think a dirty thought, watch what happens. A naughty thought. The body, whoo. Right? What happened? Your mind affected the matter. If it can do it for your body, it can do it cosmically. That's the great assertion of your ancestors. I don't want you just to believe me. I want you to know why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because our kids are smart these days, right? Know-it-alls. Good for them. And when you say, Johnny, source an A. Why, mommy? You better have some good solid answers for them. Or they won't respect it. Oh, this mumbo-jumbo stuff from the cave days. Whatever. Right? But you break it down, they're, oh, okay. That's how the kids are these days. Alright. So, 5 senses. Let's take a car. Let's say you want a car. I'm going to source a car. Get ready to start conjuring. Okay? Infinite matter. You see outer space, like the black void. And you see this void start to stir and conjure itself into a car. But you don't want just any car, because you might get a lemon when you finish manifesting. So I'm going to show you the precise science of conjuring the infinite source of matter. And it's through this 5 sources of senses. See the car that you want. What color is it? Black? Gold? Whatever. Hear the sound, the purr of that engine. You start it and you don't even know it's on yet. Smell the leather inside. Feel the plush of your body. Just you step in that car and you hear that. It just forms through your body. That first day feeling. Taste all the fine restaurants you'll be driving to in your new hot rod. Do this over and over and over. And the universe will respond to you, being a master.
But weren't we just visualizing? Or do you mentally take it to source and then bring it into matter?
You start by saying I'm infinite source, and then you start molding the color, and the size, and the feel, and the taste, and the touch. You must use all 5 senses. I told you the word desire before, right? Where it comes from? Desiderata in Latin. Atta. Desiderata. Yeah. Desiderata. Laugh. Anybody see a word in there that's somewhat desire? Desire. What does desire mean? Like I sired 15 children. To seed. To seed something. Ramses the Great had 50 children. He sired 50 children. But there's another linguistic clue. What's the word for star in Latin? Or anybody have a sense? There's tropical astrology, and then there's sidereal. Sidereal, meaning star. Desire means from the stars. From cosmic matter. The whole lecture is in that one word. I summon from the cosmic infinitude something to me. Once you turn this star on, which belongs to the goddess Oshun, goddess of love, honey, and all things good, all things sweet, it emits a magnetic field. I'm talking serious metaphysics. Those who have ears to hear will pick up. Those with eyes to see will see. Those who are smart will apply. When you see something, feel it, taste it, hear it, and smell it, you generate a magnetic field around you, drawing that thing to you. The same way a rotating body creates a gravitational field. Oshun is also the goddess of magnets. We do a lot of magnets with her rituals because she's very luring, very attractive, magnetic Orisha. Irresistible is Oshun when she's out to get you. Right? She forms herself in a way where you can't resist her pull. And she's usually very quiet about it, like a rose. The rose draws you. Does the sperm go to the egg, or does the egg draw the sperm?
Egg draws the sperm.
Who's really in control? That's another lecture. Is the egg just sitting there, or is she doing something?
She's creating a field. Magnetic field.
Who thought? Okay. So, magnetizing. 4 senses won't work. 2.8 won't work. Gotta be 5. You're stressed, right? Let's say you're stressed. Watch this. See yourself near a hot spring, mineral water hot spring. Feel the steam rising from the water. See that mist, white, wispy. Step in slowly, feeling your foot warm as you just sink into this mineral water. Smell the wet rock and hear the water babbling around you. Taste that fresh water taste in the air. You just sink deeper into this mystical, this mineral lake, and let go. Birds sing, you're just looking up. Ashim. Who feels more relaxed?
I do. I'm checking everything. I felt like I was there.
You can use that anytime you want to, by the way. Driving or not driving, you don't have to sign up. But you're relaxed, you're relaxed. Get home. Why did it work? Because I used all 5 principles. I engaged your entire astral body. You see? That's why it works. So, what I want you to do when you get home, let's try it here. I normally have an apple or something to help me, or fruit of some sort. Peanut. Who got peanut? I got peanut.
Mango.
us to fall apart and share. You might got some peanuts or something, like a bag of peanuts or nuts. Yeah.
Use sesame sticks.
Sesame's not enough. Okay, I'm gonna bring some next time.
How about that?
What is it? See? That won't do. Something more natural. They're like processed. They're natural, but just very processed. But thank you, true. Thank you. That's tenfold for your generosity. I shake. Think of an apple. A rich, waxy, shiny apple. Sweet. Crunchy. Smell this apple. Bite into it and feel the crunch, the juice flying over your face. Chew it. Sweeter it gets as you chew. Hear yourself chewing. And feel the wet splendor in your mouth. Shit. That was 5. Who could see it easiest? Let me put it backwards. Who had a hard time seeing it? Out of all the senses, the hardest one was to see it. Who had a harder time smelling it? Tasting it? No one had a problem tasting it. Okay. Hearing, right? Did I say hearing? Hearing and then feeling it. Okay. The one you have the hardest time with is your weakest astral sense. We usually are strong in 2 to 3, weak in 2. Okay? So you want to practice whichever one was weakest for you. Okay? Practice seeing things in your mind's eye if you couldn't see it. Smelling things in your mind's nose if you couldn't smell it. You see what I'm saying? Just practice to get that muscle in order. Okay? Because you will need all 5 to really make this stuff work. Okay? So, you see the black car, you're in it leather, you're feeling good, you know, showing off. That's why we buy these nice cars. That's part of the formula. Yo, like my new hood? I'll speak this language eventually. From humble language. Dude, that's flawed. I'll put my day job. I'll keep my my day job. That's a dope dress. Okay. All right. So 5 sentences. What was I saying? That's why you're sitting here, you know. Developing them, yes.
Practice on the one that you can.
Yes, practice the weaker one. Okay? Oh, so you're in the car. You smell the leather, you hear the sounds. Do this over and over. For 11 minutes per sitting. With 5 senses all turned on for 11 minutes straight. Just see what you want. Feel, hear, taste, smell, touch it. Within 25 days, 5 times 5. You will see, is that right? You will see concrete results.
Wow.
You will start to see concrete results. 5 times 5.
Oh, wow.
Within a month or so.
Doing 11 minutes.
Every day for 25 days.
How many minutes?
11. You can go longer.
And do less days.
Huh?
You go longer, do less days.
Nope.
Okay.
The key is the consistency of attaining your spirit.
So at the 25th day, you'll see
You will see definite concrete results. depending upon how big the wish is, how far you are from it. You see, if you say, I want to go to the moon, that's great. But it may take, you get to one stage in 25 days, stage 2 in 50, depends on what you're aiming for. Okay? Si, senor.
Same time every day.
We recommend you do this at night. I'll give you the best times to do it.
So it's just 11-minute session.
Yes, on a day. But it must be fully engaged, like that water spring. You were fully engaged. There was no distraction, no thought, just that. You're going to find it might be harder to maintain that for 11 minutes. You see what I'm saying now? Let the mind fly into the laundromat, into the shopping, and what happened last week. Just to focus. What I call a still life. To still life it.
If you break off, should you start back over?
Say it again?
If you break off into other things, should you just start back over?
You should go back. Try to go 11 solid minutes. Indulging your desire. Because once you taste that car, that house, you're going to really want it. And the more you taste it, the more you're going to crave it. Right? That's how it works. It begins to take over. Because you've magnetized your spirit. Now your spirit will start to control you to be in the right place at the right time. But you must jumpstart the process. Not 4 senses, not 2.5. It's got to be the number 5, or Shun will not obey you. Okay? We say Oshun gets whatever she wants. Now we know how. She sits on it like an egg. In fact, that's one of her meditations. Imagine a golden egg. What's in the egg? Visualize your desire as the embryo, the house in that egg. And you just sit on it. And you're sitting, incubating. It's going to hatch eventually. That's the nature of eggs. Right?
So what's the best time?
Before you go, as you're drifting to sleep, and before you hop out of bed, called the hypnagogic, hypnopompic states in psychiatry. In Egypt, we call them the dusk and dawn of the boat of Roth. Right? Before you go out to sleep, kind of your day's going through your head, and you lay that egg, and you sit on it for 11 minutes as you go to sleep. You wake up, before you hop out of bed, take 11 minutes to just indulge, fantasize about that egg. That's the easiest time to do it, because your spirit is naturally open to receiving an egg. Okay? I'm going to show you a little mystical trick now. You ready? It's called the golden pyramid technique. It's subtle, but don't be fooled. Right? That's it. Like a duck, a beak. You bring thumb first and middle fingers into a point. You sit like this, crossing your temples. Put your fingers down. These fingers must be on the pads of the hand. Called in palmistry the Mount of Venus. Who's Venus? Oshu. So these fingers activate Oshu. These form the golden pyramid. You bring them together like this, and you start sitting on that egg. Okay? If you can't do it like this, one hand will do. Lying in bed.
Visualize you sitting on an
You visualize your goal, your dream.
Okay. You use all five senses.
It will amplify enormously your visualization.
Can you do that in front of an altar?
Sure. Be careful though, because you're going to crystallize. I say what the golden pyramid. Right? There's a reason it's called that. Because pyramids manifest stuff. They make things manifest.
Why are you careful?
Because if you want to make sure you're thinking clearly, because you're going to manifest, it's like a quartz crystal. It causes thought to project quickly into form. Because your fingers have power. That's why all the movies you see the magicians like this. Because his fingers have great power. You know, different mudras and different positions, you know? Stimulate the universe and spirits in certain ways. But this one is worth its weight in gold. Guarantee you. You're driving along, can't find a parking space. Where is the parking? See a parking space. That's it. Forget about it.
And say for every time, and it works. I never worry about parking. Never to do that.
You have to be careful what you ask for, or do you have to see it affordably, or
You say it again,
do you
man?
have to be careful what you ask for? Do you have to think of it affordably, or think of
How do you know what how do you know what you're asking for? You can handle what you're asking for. All things come along.
Within the divine
Well,
order of your life.
I'm going to answer each question in turn. Yes, you see it. Affordable is relative to your state of infinity.
okay,
Gotcha.
What can you afford?
with everything? Yeah.
I see. Whatever you can afford is what you're going to get. If you can afford more in your mind, you open the door to affording more. Because we learned that the Oh God Magic Staff says, whatever you say, you're right. If you say I'm a nobody, you're right. If you say I'm somebody, you're right. If you say my partner hates me, you're going to be right. And if you don't find you're right now, you're going to find you're right sometime. Right? If you say my partner adores me, right, you're going to be right. You will see how they adore you. That's the magic. That's what the magic staff. And who says magic doesn't really exist? Okay. So the golden pyramid. You focusing. Seeing what you want with five senses. Feeling, tasting that bad boy. Ooh, I want that. Ooh, yeah. Release. Once you've released, forget.
Right, I've done that. I've done it once to see somebody I knew. I did it within a couple of hours. I seen the
You
person.
manifest, yes.
I did it more than once.
How do you think Africans built all this?
Juju.
Oh, Juju, man. Besides. How do you think we did it?
Spiritual mastery and intelligence.
Shit. That's a good answer. We'll take that. That's how we did it.
I know very
The
well.
more you see it, the larger the gravitational pull. Think about it. You sat 11 minutes with one thought and complete engagement. Like virtual reality, you know what I'm saying? You felt like you were flying, you were all that. For 25 days. You don't think it's not going to affect you? Not going to stir you? Huh? 1, 2. I'm going to move on.
Was that part of the answer when I said, how do you know what you asked for, you can handle what you asked for, or will you be made a way to handle what you asked for?
What you say, who can answer my question? Can you say it louder for the village?
How do you know that when you're asking for something, you can handle all that comes along with it?
What you believe creates your reality.
So you have to. So what is she gonna? How will she use her wand, her staff?
Little.
No, she can. She'll be right though. But how can she really use that wand to help answer that question? Yes, go right ahead.
Well, I was gonna go all the way back to the beginning, but when we met last Friday, you was asking us how big is our cup.
Yes.
That determines your prosperity. So the bigger your cup and the more motivated you are and the more focused you are, then the more money you'll make, then the bigger your
Ideas get, and one becomes a positive loop.
can be. So there really is no limit. The limit is the limit you set for yourself.
Yes.
If you're satisfied with a hut,
Then the hut shall it be.
Right.
So what you will do is say, I'm able to handle all things sent my way, gracefully, elegantly, and confidently. You just affirm it. Boom. You've opened the possibility. You think Oprah knew she could handle billions of dollars when she started? She probably didn't know she could do that. But when it came, she goes, I affirm I can handle this. She put that on. Woo, I affirm I handle this. She made it up as she went along. That's how you do it. Ashe? Because this is what you really are. Infinity. All else is illusion. Yes.
During the 11-minute cycle, can you create a story
Yes.
and continue on with that storyline that goes on? And do you do the same story every time, every day?
I would, yes. As long as you have 5 senses in the story.
Excuse me?
As long as you're hearing, seeing, smelling, tasting, and touching in that story. As it goes along. What that's doing is making your astral body attach to the thought. You have a thought body called a thought sphere, an astral body, and a physical body. So by repeating that same thing in 5 senses, the astral body marries the thought body, and you can't pull them apart. When the thought body hooks up with the astral, it starts to project itself like rays to like minds. In our book we're using, Finger Rich, it's a chapter called The Mastermind Group. People of like mind being drawn together mysteriously to form a project or to do a certain job. Mysteriously. You find each other. Last question, then I move on.
I was wondering, is it possible also too to do it like not only with money? I would say like I'm more interested in like spiritual and as far as enlightenment knowledge. I do.
This is spiritual.
I'm saying not this is, but I'm saying like if I want to, to be able to do something spiritually.
Sure.
Was it okay?
That takes the focus of this class.
Okay.
This is called our cash class.
So this, okay.
Because you see, you know why? That proves to me you know the principles. When I see this, bank the pockets. Oh, he's learned well. I can gauge the quality of his learning. If we keep it spiritual, it's kind of hard to gauge.
Okay. Oh yeah, we'll need money too. So.
Lots of it.
Yeah.
I want to die in gold. I want you to put me in gold mask and clean tut. That's what I want to go out. You see, gold's expensive these days, or it's cheap for me. Depends on what side of the staff I call. I got big plans. Okay. And I prefer you to make it for me. You know what I'm saying?
I sure do.
Some brother and sister to carve the jewels for me. Because they have jewel mod. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Alrighty. So from infinite to particular. Particular, you keep focusing. Focusing creates magnetic field. Magnetic field draws to you that which you're focusing on. Golden pyramid will amplify tremendously your thought power.
Golden
pyramid. Tremendously. There's magic in these fingers. That's your fingers I'm talking about. Okay? Any questions? Final questions? Yep.
Well, say for instance, your visualization, you decide to visualize a business that you want to start. but Divine's plan have it that you should be growing to become a great teacher.
Yes.
How do you check your visualization, make sure that's within the divine plan of your life?
There are two answers to that question. It's a very, very good question. A lot of people, that's an important question.
Yes.
One, the wisdom of your heart. Never ignore your bliss, what turns you on, what inspires you. If you feel deep in your heart, like being a businessman or whatever it is, it's something for me, then that's a reality already in you, which you should not ignore. Then you can get a reading to confirm what must you do to make that happen in divine order. Okay?
Should do both.
Both are good. Definitely both are good. Okay? But I've heard people say, just go to the oracle. And in my years, I haven't found that to be effective counsel. Your heart is real too. Now the heart can have snakes and vipers in it, you know. Don't get me wrong. The heart's not all pure without work. Okay? But when you have a feeling that if I were a teacher, you know, it's like no one told you this, it came from nowhere but within. That's a clue from the temple of the heart. And what we do is amplify that clue. And as you visualize, stuff you need to know, you'll learn. Right? You just learn it. That's how you grow into it. A very important function, I feel. Okay? I saw two hands. Yes.
I just wanted to ask you a question. When you do this for yourself, and the closer you get to your dream, do you like I've been having this vision that I've been working toward for a long time,
yes.
And when I'm passing things or doing the day things that remind me of this vision, it's to the point now so obsessive in the house or
Yes.
whatever, it makes my stomach like tighten into this ball.
Yes.
I just want to know, is that nervousness, is that nothing, or am I hopefully
You're
going
getting
forward
closer.
with this?
What's happening?
I'm thinking it day, night,
You know what?
bathtub.
I should. You're an African woman. That's what that is. The final concept, we have 2 minutes to cover, it's called edging. It's called the principle of edging, which means foot in Yoruba. Yoruba, to edge it. Which is actual dovetail from what you just brought up. If a woman is pregnant, it's 9 months. Baby goes, I'm finished in here. I'm coming out. If she doesn't push, sweat. The word is labor, right? Labor. If she doesn't put the labor in, no baby comes out. She stunts the next natural phase of this unseen vision. So if you're getting cramps, time to pavement. Do some physical action towards that goal. Labor. Hit the road. Pay your dues. Make the phone calls. Knock on the doors. You note, we go from head to toe. We pass through the heart, because I just mentioned the heart, right? The temple of the heart's message to you. Never ignore that. It's where your bliss, your happiness is. But some folks get stuck there. Or they get stuck here. They're just visualizing. Right? But it's got to come to real world. It's like an architect. Eventually you need to hire some construction workers. It's a pretty drawing, but it's cold out here. Let's get this built. And you must be willing to do the work and pay your bloody dues. That's the final stage. So make sure you don't get stuck in heaven, human, or earth.
do you balance that? I mean, sometimes I'm too slow and I'm too much. I want everything to be.
How does she balance it? She already has the answer.
I affirm it.
She. I am balanced. Balance what? Tell me.
I am balancing my actions and thoughts.
Yes. That's how you started. And if that gets tough, what does she do?
Use your senses.
It's all in your hand, my dear. All in your hand. You start to see yourself balanced, feel it, taste it, smell it, touch it.
It's especially
You pick up your magic wand. I am balanced. Now I see it. In mystical talk, see one big mystical symbol, they say stop. Okay. In mystical talk, the staff of Eshu looks something like, like kind of a club. Could be a club. That's the whole lecture of today. Pick up your wand, affirm it. Then see, feel, taste, touch, smell it. It'll become yours. The laws of gravity dictate it. Meta-gravity. Practice on your weak sense. Get it down, because 5 is the charm in this case. You are the last question, was it?
Or you could be and then the next one.
Oh, see, ask me for trying to get the chant out of me. DJED chant. Someone last week gave me a wonderful clue or a wonderful tip, mnemonic, how to remember the first line. What's that song? No diggity. Because the first was origidi, right? No diggity beat, right? Origidi beat. That's the first line. Origidi beat. Next line. Difafuno rumila. Origidi. Difafuno rumila. Difafuno rumila. Origidi. Difafuno rumila. That's the next line. You get 1 week.
So are we combining the two now?
Yes. So you would say, now you pray, Origidi Pi, Diva Funo Rumila. That was it. That was it. That's my word. Okay. Thank you so much.
But our pictures.
Oh, yes, your pictures.
Oh, yeah. You want them?
Huh?
Or you want us to share them?
Those are your pictures.
I have a bank account.
What's that?
Last week, taking your business. Last week, I trained her in drawing. She went to the Raw School of Art. Yes, she had to draw a picture of her bank account as it is. You want to explain it real quick? Sure.
Okay.
That was the assignment last week.
And I said, I was thinking maybe I could piece this check. And I went to the ATM machine and he's smiling and it says no funds available. Then right here, I was underwater and the fish trying to figure out what I'm trying to do. The money is floating in the air and I'm just reaching up because I can't grab it. Then over here, I'm chasing after the money.
Next assignment. how you want it to be on the back of that paper. Last week was how it is. This week is how you want it to be. Okay? Believe. You know what I want you also to do? I want you to go home, get a piece of paper, draw a circle and a dot. Keep that in your bedroom by the mirror. To remind you that you are the cause of everything in your life, ultimately. Ultimately, yes. By claiming your divinity, you may create what you wish. Okay? Thank you so much. Prosper, prosper, prosper. Origidi Diva Funarumina. Ashe. We spread the wave, Ashe, of prosperity across the fields. I gotta close. Okay. Gotta close. You can ask me afterwards.
It's not a question. It's not a question. This is just a quick testimony. I got a raise this week. And I was chanting. I got a raise.
Who do we clap for? Heaven. All he's doing is using his divine, natural, God-given right.
And I didn't ask for it either, but I did.
You did? Ashe.
I did, but I didn't know I was asking.
Ashe, may it multiply for you continually. August 15th, we're having a fundraiser. We want to get our own building for the church, so we can have like after-school programs and all this kind of stuff and all that. On the 15th of August, from 6 to 8. Tonight, we're having a fundraiser called Church of Unc Presents an Ancestral Groove. We want to have music, food, dancers, drummers, classical pianists. A wonderful time, light time for us. It's free. Donations accepted for the building fund. Okay? So we can have our own place and stop giving our money away. Ashe? At the church in West Howard. We have services. Unless you know otherwise, there's no service this Sunday. Unless you were told otherwise. Okay, so don't go to the church in West Howard this week. Alright? Ashe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. You're very welcome. All I ask is you let me drive in your limousine. That's all I ask. That's all I want. Ashe. We face east to Africa. Source of our cosmic power. We chant the sound of life to give her life, that she may give us life. Ashe. And project your life. Bow to each other. You're all prosperous, divine beings. Claim it all next 11 weeks. And prove yourself right. I see. Let me get up with you.